Joseph was 30 years old when he began to serve Pharaoh. In the years when the crops were good, Joseph saved food. There was so much food saved it could not be counted. During those years, Joseph married and had 2 sons, Manasseh and Ephraim. Now later on we're going to learn that Manasseh and Ephraim become part of the 12 tribes of Jacob, the 12 tribes of Israel, because Jacob actually takes and displaces 2 of his sons to add in Manasseh and Ephraim. So they're counted in, and when you see maps of the 12 tribes of Israel, they're in there. So pretty soon, the famine doesn't just happen in Egypt, it's happening everywhere. And eventually, Jacob and his 11 sons are hit by the famine also. So he keeps Benjamin with him, the youngest, and he sends the 10 to Egypt to buy food from Pharaoh, not knowing that his son Joseph is still alive, and he's sending Joseph's brothers to go buy food from him. So they come into the room where he is, and he's dressed like an Egyptian. Joseph has the Egyptian garb on, and when you see the Egyptians with the beard on them, that's actually a fake ceremonial beard that they put on. So it's very possible that he also had that on. Very unrecognizable, especially in the years that have passed. Now, as in Joseph's boyhood dreams, his brothers come and bow before him. Who are you? Joseph asked harshly. Where do you come from? And of course he's going to ask this in the Egyptian dialect. He doesn't want them to know who he is. We've come from Canaan to buy food, they answered. No, you didn't, Joseph said. You're spies. You want to see how weak Egypt has become. No, sir, we're 12 brothers, they said. The youngest is at home and 1 has died. You must prove you are not spies, Joseph answered. Go back and bring your youngest brother here. And they were locked up in jail. 3 days later, Joseph spoke. Someone must remain. The others may leave with their family's food, but bring your littlest brother Benjamin back to me. Then I will know that you are not spies. Simeon stayed in Egypt. Reuben told the others, this has happened because of what you did to Joseph. They didn't know that Joseph overheard them. He went away and he wept. So they go back and they tell their father what has happened. They tell Jacob what has happened. And Jacob says, first Joseph died and now Simeon is gone? And you want to take Benjamin from me? You've made my hair gray. If I lose Benjamin, I'll die. Eventually they run out of food again. If he must go, then he must, replied Jacob, but take special gifts and twice as much money. So Jacob's sons take Benjamin with them, and they return to Egypt. And pretty soon they're bowing down to Joseph again. Then he brought Simeon out to them. When Joseph came in, the brothers bowed to the ground. Joseph asked, is your father well? Is he alive? Again, this is in the Egyptian dialect, and they're speaking to an interpreter. Details are in the Bible. So Joseph sends a servant to go and say, hey, my master's cup is missing, and so we need to check your bags. And they said, well, of course check our bags. We didn't steal anything. And whoever it is that has stolen this, if you find it anywhere here, you can kill that person. So they look through the bags, and they find it in Joseph's brother Benjamin's bag. And Judah is so upset. He knows what this other loss is going to do to his father. So he says, please take me instead, take me. They all go back to Joseph, and they say, you can take whoever you want, whatever, but please send Benjamin back. You don't understand how close he is to our father's heart. Then Joseph couldn't keep the secret any longer, and he just breaks down crying. As you can see, I'm about to. He breaks down crying, and he sends everybody else out of the palace, and it's just him and his brothers, and he said, it's me. It's me, your brother that you sold, that you did all these terrible things to. And so they're so upset. They're terrified. They're like, oh my gosh. And he is second in command of Egypt. We are in so much trouble. Well, he says something that's so incredible. He says, what you intended for evil, God actually intended for good. Because imagine, had they not done those things, had they not felt that way and sent him, he wouldn't have ended up in Egypt. And he wouldn't have ended up saving the people of Egypt and the people of Israel, his own family. So sometimes when things are very difficult and we don't understand, God has a bigger plan.